Welcome to the Innovator's Bookshelf, the podcast for the intellectually curious and those passionate about design and innovation. I'm your host, Don Wilder. Every week, we delve into a new book, exposing you to fresh perspectives that will challenge your thinking and stimulate growth. So whether you're on your commute, in the middle of a workout, or taking some well-earned downtime, prepare to immerse yourself in the wisdom within the Innovator's Bookshelf. Let's embark on this journey of learning and innovation together. Today we're going to dig into the fascinating world of emotional design as articulated in Don Norman's seminal work, Emotional Design: Why We Love or Hate Everyday Things. In this insightful book, Norman, a cognitive scientist and usability engineer, explores the emotional reactions that objects can evoke and why good design must trigger positive emotions. Emotional design delves deep into the intricate relationship between people and the objects they interact with daily. The book is a potent combination of psychology, design theory, and tangible examples that vividly illustrate why certain designs fill us with joy while others induce frustration. Norman introduces us to three different levels of design: visceral, behavioral, and reflective. Let's dive a bit deeper into what each of these levels entails. First, the visceral level relates to the aesthetics or the look and feel of a product, something that evokes immediate emotional responses. For example, think about the latest iPhone model. People often have an instant emotional reaction to its sleek design, glossy screen, and rounded edges. This emotional reaction doesn't come from how well it functions or the brand it represents, but from the immediate visceral reaction to its physical attributes. Next, the behavioral level, as the name suggests, relates to how the product functions and how users interact with it. To illustrate this, let's take the example of the classic teapot design that Norman often refers to. An ideal teapot, according to Norman, should not only look good, but also pour tea without spilling it, and should be comfortable to hold, signifying a good behavioral design. Lastly, the reflective level is about the overall impression, the story the product tells, the personal satisfaction of owning it, or what it says about you as a person. Consider luxury watches like a Rolex. People don't buy a Rolex just to tell time. They buy it for the prestige and personal satisfaction that comes from owning a Rolex. It's the story, the brand, and the prestige that it reflects, which is a perfect example of reflective design. But the magic happens when all three design levels intertwine perfectly. Take the example of the Mini Cooper car. The Mini Cooper's design is attractive, visceral design. It's fun to drive, behavioral design. And it also communicates a certain image of the driver who values design and performance over sheer size, reflective design. Norman's theory extends beyond physical products to include digital interfaces as well. The design of a website or an app, for example, involves all three levels. Consider an app like Instagram. Its appealing layout and easy-to-use interface hit on the visceral and behavioral design levels. Still, its ability to allow users to present an idealized version of their lives, collect followers, and even become influencers addresses the reflective design level. A fascinating aspect of Norman's book is how he weaves in the psychology behind why these designs work. He discusses how positive emotions prime the cognitive processes, making people more tolerant of minor difficulties or inconveniences. As Norman puts it, attractive things work better. When people find a device attractive and enjoyable, they're more forgiving of its shortcomings. However, Norman doesn't advocate for aesthetics over functionality. He insists that good emotional design should serve to enhance the usability of a product and not impede it. A product that looks great but is a nightmare to use will ultimately leave users feeling frustrated, not delighted. Norman also discusses the concept of perceived affordances. An affordance is a term coined by psychologist James J. Gibson, which refers to the potential actions that are possible with an object. Perceived affordances, however, are actions that an individual intuitively perceives they can do with an object. For instance, when you see a button on a device, you instinctively know you can push it. That's a perceived affordance. Good design communicates the correct perceived affordances, making an object or interface easier and more intuitive to use. In another instance, Norman takes an interesting foray into the realm of robotics and how emotional design plays a role in making robots more engaging and relatable. He cites examples of simple robots like Roomba, the automated vacuum cleaner from iRobot. Even though Roomba is a simple disc-shaped device, owners often attribute emotions and personality to it because of its autonomous movement patterns. This is a testament to how design elements can trigger emotional responses and even lead us to anthropomorphize inanimate objects. Moreover, Norman emphasizes the importance of fun and pleasure in design. He argues that while functionality and efficiency are important, they should not eclipse the joy of use. This point is exemplified through the example of OXO's Good Grips kitchen tools. These tools were initially designed for people with arthritis, but their easy-to-use and fun design made them popular with a much wider audience. This example underlines how incorporating enjoyment and emotional satisfaction in design can lead to greater adoption and appeal. These additional insights highlight how Norman's ideas about emotional design extend into various aspects of our interaction with everyday objects and interfaces. Whether it's making interfaces intuitive through perceived affordances, humanizing robots, or adding fun and enjoyment into product design, emotional design offers a comprehensive look at how emotions deeply intertwine with our design experiences. In conclusion, emotional design, Why We Love or Hate Everyday Things, is a must-read for anyone interested in design, psychology, or the intersection of the two. Norman's book persuasively argues that design should not just be about problem-solving, but also about creating a positive emotional response. After all, the best designs are the ones that tell compelling stories, instigate positive emotions, and bring a smile to our faces. And that's the essence of emotional design. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of emotional design by Don Norman. As always, I'm Don Wilder, and you've been listening to the Innovator's Bookshelf, the podcast that brings you the essence of groundbreaking books across design, business, and technology. Until next time, stay curious, keep reading, and keep innovating.